I'm pretty sure you've never experienced this before, but hear me out. It's family game night. You start playing a game together, and everyone is having fun, and everyone is laughing. Then the voices get louder, the movements get bigger, and something gets thrown that probably shouldn't get thrown. And the whole thing ends in frustration and tears, maybe from everyone. But there's something interesting that happens in those moments. And once you notice it, it can actually help the fun last a little bit longer. Let's see if game night at your house sounds anything like this. You pull out a simple game, something everybody has played before. Everyone gathers around the table, maybe the floor. And at first, it's great. Everyone's having fun. We're laughing. There's some celebrating when a turn goes well. There's some groaning when fortunes turn against us. The energy is big, and it's all fun. And then something happens, and it's small, but turns start going a little faster. Someone reaches across the table, and someone challenges the fairness of a move. No one's upset, and the kids are still having fun. But the energy feels different, and not in a good way. And you notice it's starting to be less fun, but you can't quite identify why. And then it happens. The pieces get swept off the table. Someone is shouting. Someone is crying. And there it is. The reason why we dread family game night. But the interesting part happened a few moments before the pieces got swept off the table. Before the shouting and before the tears. So if we rewind just a little bit, you'll notice the moment when the voices got faster and louder. There was more reaching, there's more knee bouncing, there's more goading, whatever it looks like in your house. But no one was upset. They were still having fun, but an invisible line had been crossed, and the moment was about to gain momentum. Kids often show excitement through big movement, loud voices, and fast energy. While it can feel too big, too loud, and too fast for us, it often just means that they're fully engaged and they're having fun. They haven't learned yet how loud is too loud, how rough is too rough, and how big is too big. Game night is actually a pretty good place for them to figure that out because they have you. Which brings us back to the moment we talked about earlier. The one where the energy started getting faster and bigger. Do you ever feel like you're just tolerating those moments? Like somehow that's just part of the deal on family game night. You tolerate it, and you tolerate it, until suddenly you can't anymore. Someone's yelling, someone's throwing things, and someone is crying. And by that point, you're yelling just so you can be heard over all of them yelling. You're frustrated and you're questioning your life choices, but you're also no longer able to show up in the way you want to show up. Why is that? Picture trying to stop a boulder from rolling down a hill. How much energy would it take you to stop the boulder if it was at the top and barely moving? Now imagine trying to stop it when it's halfway down the hill and it's picking up speed. Those moments during play are a lot like that. Once they gain momentum, it's really hard to stop. So rewind when the voices are getting louder and faster, when there's more reaching, when there's more movement, more bouncing, more goading. This moment right here, pause. This is the moment when the boulder's still at the top of the hill and it's just starting to roll. Sometimes in this moment right here, a small redirection is enough. Just a quick reminder while everyone's still having fun, how we're going to play the game. These can be those little moments that help the kids practice what it's like to play together. So if the voices start getting louder, you can remind them to use their game voices. If something's getting tossed across the board, you can ask them to try handing it. Let's try that again. And if smack talk starts creeping in, You might try, we want everyone to have fun. No trash talking at the game table. When you redirect earlier and consistently, you might notice that the fun in family game night lasts a little longer. You might also notice that you feel less overwhelmed and more connected during the game. Kids don't automatically know where the line is between having fun and chaos. They learn that line by playing with people who help shape the experience. Through laughter, through games, through moments where someone gently says, pause, let's try that a different way. Those small redirections help protect the fun so the fun can last a little longer. But even better than being able to finish a game without screaming and throwing is simply being able to enjoy being together as a family.